question is, are you ready?
What do you guys want to talk about?
Let me talk to you. Yeah.
Throwdown Nation, we are live. It is a Thursday. We are rolling on Instagram, YouTube, Twitter/X, Facebook, and Twitch. It is episode 207 of The Throwdown, where we celebrate the art and sport of professional wrestling with a strong focus on the indies. I'm your host, Matt, and today we are throwing down with a wrestler, but so much more, a mythology, a leader of men, a philosophy all his own, a guy who is competing at the upcoming CCP Podcasting Good Vibrations show in California on March 28th, where he will be wrestling for the One Division Pro Championship against their champion, Roachy Roach. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you Phinehas Sun. How you doing, sir?
Good, yourself?
I cannot complain. And for those of you that are watching this live, let me direct your attention to the ticker that's running on the bottom of the screen. That contains all or at least most of Phinehas's social media accounts along with mine. So do us a favor, if you aren't a follower or subscriber, please take the time and go to each of the platforms and do so. It definitely helps both of us. And for those of you watching live, if you have questions or comments, just throw them in the chat and we'll either handle them as we go or do a little Q&A at the end. So we'll go ahead and start with the first and really the most obvious question, and that is, how long have you been wrestling?
I have been wrestling for 4 years as of February 23rd.
Nice, nice. Who actually trained you?
H.C. Loke. He's an ECW original. He is my trainer, currently still.
Very good, very good. So in the early stages of your training, what would you say was the most challenging aspect of professional wrestling for you to wrap your mind and body around?
The most challenging would be teaching yourself to fall, honestly, because you're so used to wanting to protect yourself when you fall, so you're always trying to catch yourself, but obviously you can't catch yourself when you're wrestling.
Absolutely. So did you come to wrestling with an athletic or martial arts background of any sort? Had you played sports? Had you done other types of martial arts training prior to professional wrestling?
In high school, I ran track, so that's probably the only bit of athleticism that I had was just running. And then I would run 5Ks over the summer, so I had a bit of cardio in me.
Gotcha. So, as I said in the intro, you have Roachy Roach coming up on March 28th for the One Division Pro belt at the CCP show Good Vibrations out in California. How did that opportunity come about?
So wrestling is all about networking. So I reached out to One Division Pro Wrestling, and they asked me to fly out to California for just a match. I wasn't sure what match I was getting myself into, but they gave me Roshi Roach, and I am extremely excited for this opportunity.
Absolutely. So, so what are your thoughts about the upcoming match, and do you have any words for your opponent?
My thoughts. I'm actually extremely nervous about it. It's my first time flying to California, so and wrestling for One Division Pro Wrestling. I've never really wrestled outside of New York, so that's it's a huge opportunity for me. So I'm really nervous. Um, as for Roshi Roach, let's go out there and have a great match. It's an honor and a privilege.
Absolutely. So, as far as Phineas goes, what motivates Phineas?
What motivates Phineas the most is just causing chaos, going out there and having a great battle, a great war, and whoever stands is the winner.
Gotcha. So Phineas basically wants to see the world burn.
Yes.
Gotcha. So, I'm presuming, because this has been the case with the majority of people I've had on the show, I'm presuming you've been at least a fan of professional wrestling the majority of your life. Is that pretty accurate?
Yes.
What would you say is your earliest wrestling related memory?
My earliest wrestling related memory is Kid Rock performing American Badass to Undertaker riding down the ramp on his motorcycle at WrestleMania.
Gotcha. So, what was the first live show that you went to as a fan?
I don't exactly remember. I just remember that it was in the Elmira First Arena. But one of my favorite memories as a wrestling fan was taking my daughter to her first wrestling show when she was just a year old, and she got a picture with Tommaso Ciampa, which is fantastic.
Oh, very cool. Love that guy. Yeah, the first live show that I went to was I was actually in college, and some dorm mates of mine and I went. I went to college near Chattanooga, Tennessee, and we ended up going into Chattanooga to the UTC arena for the WCW Halloween Havoc 1991. It was actually a pay-per-view. So I mean that was actually my first live show in person was actually a WCW pay-per-view.
Fantastic.
So that was definitely a lot of fun, and getting to experience it live for the first time was really cool.
Mm-hmm.
But my favorite show I've been to live though is I was actually in the Georgia Dome back in 1998 when Bill Goldberg went over on Hogan. And being in Atlanta with Goldberg being an Atlanta guy, when he went over on Hogan, that place came unglued. The roar inside that place was an experience that I will never forget. That was so freaking loud. I mean, it was just unreal.
Yeah.
So, obviously the physical side of this is extremely important. So tell us a little bit about your gym routine, and in your mind, what would you say are the most crucial exercise or group of exercises to keep you in ring shape?
Sadly, currently, I don't go to the gym. I just stopped working 2 jobs, so getting back into the routine of going to the gym starts soon. But with going to practice, that's really crucial to keep your in-ring cardio up. So that's in my mind, that's really crucial right now, is just making sure I'm getting to practice and doing my in-ring cardio.
Absolutely. So, away from wrestling, what are some of your other hobbies and interests?
Um, some of my hobbies and interests. I like gaming. Got a game on my screen right now. That's just sitting there. I collect Funko Pops. There's a bunch that are behind me. Uh, I have a daughter, so I absolutely love spending time with her. And then I just work.
Gotcha. Gotcha. How old is your daughter now?
6.
Nice. Nice. Well, as I'm sure you're experiencing, they grow up so fast. I mean, my son will be 17 in August, and it is amazing how quickly the time has gone. So,
Yeah, before you know it, they're just going, going, going.
absolutely. So, we're mostly a wrestling related show, but we do dabble a little bit into pop culture. And I'm always looking for recommendations. So by any chance, are you watching or listening to anything cool right now?
Um, I listen to a lot of Emarosa and Sleep Token. That just gets me through my work days. What I watch, my girlfriend and I were watching Supernatural right now, rewatching it. And when I'm not watching that with her, I like anime, so I watch that a lot by myself.
You know, I've um I've never really been able to find an anime that I've completely gotten sucked in on. Do you have something really good you would recommend trying?
Uh, I I personally, and I've gotten a lot of my friends to watch it. Demon Slayer and My Hero Academia. They are two fantastic animes that I recommend everybody watch.
Yeah, I've heard good things about My Hero Academia.
Yep.
Um, it's about superheroes, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, that's what I
Well,
thought. So another outside of wrestling question, and that is outside of wrestling, what person inspires you the most and why?
uh, it's two people actually. Well, other than my daughter, she inspires me every day. My mom and my grandma. I lost my grandma a couple of years ago to
I'm
cancer, so
sorry.
she inspires me to keep fighting every day. And then my mom is just, she's my role model. I look up to her for everything. I still call her over stupid things. And my mom goes to every wrestling show with me. So going
Nice,
to California
nice.
without her is gonna be a trip.
No doubt, it's probably going to be weird having her not there.
Yeah. She always runs my merch tables. She's always there for me when I need her the most. So
Oh, looking over at the Instagram chat, my wife is actually in the chat, and she's asking what your favorite Funko Pop in your collection is.
I have a lot of Nightmare Before Christmas ones, which I love Nightmare Before Christmas, but I'm not sure if you can see it. I've got a Christmas Fiend sitting up here. So that's actually my favorite one. And then I've got the D-Generation X ones.
Oh, nice, nice. Yeah, you can probably see I've got a few behind me as well.
Yeah.
It's kind of a mixture of some a lot of wrestling related ones. I've got some music related ones. Just different things that appeal to me at different times.
Yep.
For Christmas, my wife actually got me a 2 pack of the Young Bucks and their Bullet Club gear from when they were in New Japan, which is really cool.
That's awesome.
So, so are you originally from upstate New York?
Yes. I've lived in upstate New York my whole life.
Gotcha. So
Just moved
what
around a lot.
is so what is your favorite thing about New York?
Nothing. I don't like New York at all, actually.
Okay. Fair
just kind of got
enough.
trapped here with family.
Fair enough. My wife actually has a follow-up question, and that is there a wrestling Funko Pop you think is overrated or one that collectors are sleeping on?
I don't actually know. I haven't really been in like the Funko Pop collecting game in like 3 years, so I don't know what's out there anymore.
Gotcha.
So I've got nothing on that.
Gotcha. So tell us a bit about your in-ring persona. Tell us about a bit about in-ring Phineas, and then kind of compare and contrast him with everyday you.
Um, Me as myself, uh, I'm pretty outgoing and very talkative. But when it comes to Phineas, he's very reserved and not talkative. He's kind of like a mixture of the Joker and the Riddler, with some Bray Wyatt and the Fiend, and Finn Balor mixed in there.
Well, that'll actually make my wife very happy. She has a serious thing for Finn Balor.
Oh, it's the six pack.
Yeah, yeah. But and man, you know, the loss of Bray Wyatt was just I mean, that guy was so far ahead of his time.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you know, and just the loss of that mind was just such a blow to the business. The guy was just incredible.
Came out of nowhere. I was at
Yep.
practice when we found out one day, the day he passed. I was like, no way.
Yeah. Yeah. It was. You know, I saw it, and you know, my son is not really a fan of wrestling, but I mean, he knew who Bray Wyatt was, you know, and I
Mhm.
saw it on my phone, and I basically sort of shoved my phone in front of him, and he's like, "No way!" And you know, and we were both hoping it was just a rumor, but unfortunately, not the case.
I think
So
everybody
tell us,
was hoping that it was a rumor or just a joke.
yeah, yeah. So tell us about your very first match. What was it like? How did it go? What were your thoughts about it? Let's hear about the first one.
Ah, my first match. Uh, uh, there was a lot of like deer in the headlights moments. Uh, I can't really remember it. I know I was in a battle royale for like my first official match, so that was that. But other than that, um, I can't remember my first match. I would have to go back and watch it. Um, as weird as that
Gotcha.
sounds.
No, I get it. I get it. So, uh, my wife's actually got another question, and that is, your wrestling persona. Is it something that you planned, or did it evolve over time? You know,
Um,
how did Phineas come about?
it evolved over time, like from where I started it to where I am now. Um, Phineas originally was supposed to be a Viking-esque character, but then I went through a lot of changes over the last 3 years into the fourth. Um, I was a singles competitor, and then I was put into a tag team, and then the tag team broke up, and then I kind of went into a void for a bit, and then I went back into a tag team with one of my friends, um, and we kind of really meshed well together. So uh, he's helped me develop my character a lot into what it is, and
Mm-hmm.
he's been helping me with cutting promos because I can't. I suck at cutting promos.
Gotcha.
So
Gotcha. So, do you prefer singles wrestling or tag team wrestling yourself?
Um, I like singles tag team, singles matches more. I guess it really depends on the situation as what's going on with the story. But as Phineas Sun, singles matches. But I do enjoy also tag team wrestling. I feel like it's a forgotten art.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of tag team wrestling myself. I just think it definitely brings dimensions to a match that you can't get with a singles match, like the tandem moves
Yep.
and cutting the ring off and
Yeah.
babyface in peril and then finally gets the hot tag. I
Yeah.
mean,
It brings a different
it's
energy.
definitely. Um, so another one from my wife. Which version of you would win in a promo battle? The real you or in-ring Phineas?
Uh, Probably the real me because Phineas is more reserved.
Gotcha. So, we've heard about your first match. Now, if you can narrow it down, do you have a favorite match that you have been a part of?
Yeah. I've actually got like three.
Okay, let's
That
let's hear them.
um, One of my favorite matches would be with my coach HC Loke in my hometown, which is about an hour and 20 minutes away from me now.
Hmm.
Um, my other one is with Kata Sin. We had a match in both of our hometowns for the Fighting Arts Professional Wrestling Institute title. Um, and then my third is with actually my tag team partner. He and I had a one-on-one match, and it was a fantastic match.
Got you. So, so at this moment, this is one of these questions that can literally change day to day and hour to hour even. But at this moment, in your opinion, who are the best male and best female wrestlers in the world? Who's the best man and who's the best woman right now?
Um, I feel like Swerve Strickland would be like right up there. He's doing great things. Since he's been released from WWE, he's been on
Oh
nothing
yeah.
but a fucking high. He's just been riding it. And the best female, uh, Blake Monroe. I think she's doing real great. She's doing good things.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I can't argue with either of those. Yeah, Swerve Strickland, like you said, the trajectory he's been on since getting released from WWE has just been amazing, and I still don't feel like we've seen his peak yet. I
Oh
mean, I
no,
think,
definitely not.
and it's been interesting. The last couple of years, I've been going down the Lucha Underground rabbit hole, and seeing him on that as Killshot has been a lot of fun.
I loved Lucha Underground.
Yeah, you know, that was another show that was so far ahead of its time, just in how
Mhm.
in how it presented wrestling. It was basically cinematic wrestling before cinematic wrestling was a thing. I
Yep.
mean,
Oh my god, it was honestly the best. It was a
it
hidden
really
gem.
was. Oh, for sure. I've heard rumors that WWE may be working with Netflix on potentially doing a revival of Lucha Underground using some of the AAA talent that they've got, which, if it's done right, it could be great.
If they can go back to that first episode that Lucha Underground did,
Yeah. Yep. Absolutely. So, and this can be present day or past. Who would be a dream opponent? Who would Phinehas Sun love to have the opportunity to share a ring with?
Indie wrestler or contract signed?
Anybody.
All right, I'll do two.
Okay.
And I said it yesterday on Chris Page's. Mike Skyros. He's an upstate New York guy. Fantastic wrestler. I'd love to wrestle him. And then somebody that's more well known, Mike Santana.
Yeah. He has an interesting style. I definitely like his work. So yeah, I can definitely see that. And I know that as you wrestle, you develop chemistry and rapport with certain people that you work. So do you have a person that you have wrestled that if you're working that person, it's going to be a banger and magic is going to happen? Do you have such a person?
Sadly, she's retired, but Phinehas Sun has always been one of my favorite opponents, and we've always had great chemistry together in every match that we've had. If I got to wrestle my tag team partner again, David Black, we'd fucking tear the house down. He and I had so great chemistry. Our first match was stellar.
Awesome. So what is your favorite move? What is something you just really enjoy doing? And on the flip side of that, is there a move that scares you or a move that you won't do or you would at least rather not do, and that can be giving or receiving?
Favorite move that I like to do? I love hitting a good code breaker. It's my signature move. It's fantastic.
Nice.
A move that I don't like giving is a back body drop, and that's because I accidentally injured somebody off it. So I don't like giving back body drops.
Gotcha. Is there a move that you don't like to take?
I'm stupid enough to take anything, honestly. I took a second rope coup de grace one day, and that sucked. But I would take it again if I have to.
Gotcha. I've said this on the show before, but as a fan, a move that I always get a queasy feeling when I see it being set up for, and you don't see it that much these days, but the vertebreaker. That move has always just struck me as you're basically inches away from disaster, and if you don't really communicate with your partner well, meaning your opponent in that case, there's so many ways that move could go catastrophically wrong. So. When I see a vertebreaker being set up for, I always just get this feeling like just don't die. That's
Yeah. A move that I like to take, a Tower of Doom is actually really fun, as stupid as it sounds. Just like being on the top rope and then just having so many people start setting up for this move and then taking it off the top. Oh, it's stupid fun for some reason.
No doubt. So you've been doing this long enough that I'm sure this applies to one degree or another. So I'll ask, what hurts right now?
My back always hurts. Back bumps, any kind of bump just sucks. Um, my knees, they always hurt. So I have back problems as it is, and then I developed knee problems.
Gotcha.
My wrist was a work injury, so that doesn't count as a wrestling injury.
So, over the 4 years you've been doing this, what is the worst bump you have taken?
The second rope coup de grace was the worst ever. I ended up curling up in a ball because I couldn't breathe.
No doubt. Yeah, I can't imagine. So, what is your take on the role that social media is playing as a promotional tool in wrestling, specifically indie wrestling?
I think social media has really elevated it. As long as you're posting your videos and your content, you're gonna get out there, and promotions can see it. TikTok has been really outstanding with that. As long as you're posting every day, you can go anywhere with it.
Oh, for sure, for sure. So, knowing everything you know at this point in your life, if you could give any advice to your younger self, what would it be?
Search up wrestling schools in the area. I found out about the wrestling school that I was part of from my ex. She told me that there was one opening up, and I inevitably just showed up one day and never left.
Gotcha. Gotcha. So, do you have any pre show traditions? Any things that you try to do consistently before you walk through the curtain?
I stretch a lot. That could be a detriment, but I stretch a lot. I don't like feeling like I'm tight when I walk out the curtain. My tag team partner and I, we always dab each other up and then give each other a hug and say, "Hey, man, let's go out there and have fun."
Sounds like a good approach to things. So, kind of a random question here, but are you by any chance a coffee drinker?
Yes.
What kind of coffee do you like?
I just had some bourbon coffee. I don't know what brand it is, but bourbon. My TV just shut on, turned on. I don't know where my TV remote is. Oops.
Gotcha. Well, the reason I'm asking is at the Throwdown we are actually in an affiliate partnership with a company called Blackout Coffee, and they are actually sort of a semi-sponsor of the show. So we're going to cut away and do a quick promo for Blackout Coffee. Throwdown Nation, those of you who've been around for a while know that we have a long-standing partnership with Blackout Coffee. We had been looking for a while for a company to get into an affiliate partnership with, a company that makes a great product, but also a company with similar values to those that we hold dear. At the Throwdown, we also try to keep ourselves well caffeinated. Well, we recently ran across a tremendous company and found that Blackout Coffee checked all the boxes. The coffee itself is produced in Florida. is typically roasted, packed, and shipped within 24 to 48 hours after an order is placed, so freshness is a top priority. The company is also rooted in traditional American values. And here is the really cool part. If you like flavorful coffee from a top-notch company, along with the potential to help us here at the Throwdown to offset production costs and upgrade certain things, shop Blackout Coffee using the QR code on the screen, and we will get a commission on anything you happen to buy. They have a whole bean coffee, ground coffee, instant coffee, and K-Cups available, along with a complete line of apparel and other merch for all your coffee needs. You can use the coupon code Throwdown20 to get 20% off your first order. So,
That was fantastic.
Absolutely, man. It's really good coffee, and I mean they've been good to us here. So just kind of a quick rundown. What all do you carry in your gear bag, and do you carry anything unique or unusual in your gear?
Carry an umbrella down to the ring. I'm not sure if that's really unique or anything like that. But in my gear bag, I just carry just the essentials: toothbrush, toothpaste, bar of soap, my gear, hair ties. Nothing really out of the ordinary in there.
Gotcha. The umbrella makes me think of Marty Skrull. Are you familiar with him?
Yeah.
Yeah, the villain. Yeah. Yep. So, do you have a favorite venue to wrestle in? Is there a venue that you've wrestled in that is kind of near and dear to your heart and you always enjoy performing there? Or are they all kind of the same to you?
The Hornell, New York YMCA. It's my hometown, so that's where I enjoy wrestling the most. But other than that, not really.
Gotcha. So, something that we've done in all of these that's just been kind of fun is we've let the current guest pose a question for the next guest. And so my previous guest actually posed this question, and that is, in terms of your wrestling career, what is the main goal? What do you hope to accomplish?
My main goal would be to, I said it yesterday actually, to show my daughter that it's okay to chase her dreams. No matter how big it is, chase your dreams.
Absolutely. And, that's really what the focus of this show is. The focus is and always will be on the indies, because being a small part of telling the story of people chasing a dream is just the coolest thing in the world. It really is, and I mean you're never too old to chase your dreams either. So
Yep.
So
I'm 33 and chasing mine.
Yep. So, in his farewell tour, John Cena kept bringing up the concept of leaving wrestling better than he found it.
Yep.
And I just think that's actually a really cool approach to take toward really anything in life.
Mm-hmm.
So in terms of what you're doing in wrestling, how are you trying to make things better? How are you trying to leave ultimately when you're done wrestling? How do you hope to leave the industry better than you found it?
I want to help as many people that are coming into the business feel comfortable, because it can be a very scary thing. So as long as I'm showing the next person like, hey, it's okay to be afraid, and I will help you. That's how I think I can help the industry be better than it was when I started. I mean, everybody's always so open and welcoming, but there's always the bad few that aren't always so open and welcoming.
Right. Right. So, we're getting toward the end of things now. So, do you have, aside obviously from the show in California coming up, do you have any upcoming shows or anything at all that you'd like to give some hype to?
Um, this Saturday I'm going to Grapple Pro, and then on March 21st, Flex Wrestling is holding a show, and then going to California for One Division Pro Wrestling. So those are my big three.
Nice, nice. So, as far as what we've got coming up on the Throwdown, this coming Monday, March the 9th, 7 p.m. Eastern, we've got episode 208, and our guest is a wrestler based out of North Carolina by the name of St. Julius. And then on Wednesday the 11th, the graphic I realize says March the 4th. We had a bit of a scheduling conflict, but next Wednesday the 11th at 7 p.m. Eastern, we've got a rescheduled episode 206, and our guest is actually a wrestler based out of the New York, New Jersey area by the name of Benny Blanco. And actually, we are pretty much booked now through about the middle of April. So we're basically booked pretty much 5 to 6 weeks out on a rolling basis. And we've got a lot of cool stuff that we're going to be announcing coming up, so definitely keep an eye on our social media. So, before we wrap all of this up, do you have any final words for the audience, and perhaps any final words for Mr. Roachy Roach, your opponent coming up?
For Roachy Roach, hold that title close, bud. I'm coming for it, and I will be leaving California as the new One Division Pro Wrestling Champion.
Nice. Anything else for the audience?
Thank you for watching. Welcome to Chaos.
Love it. Love it. So for those of you that have been watching this live, thank you. For those of you that'll be seeing this on replays and such, thank you for that. If you like what we have going here, definitely do the old like, comment, share, and subscribe. And until next Monday at 7 p.m. With St. Julius, be good to each other, love each other,